afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's broadcast of Acton Boxboro varsity football action. Today's opponent will be Newton South. Today's weather is quite blustery. Temperatures are in the mid-30s, low 40s, and it is a brisk wind. As you view this screen, it will be blowing from our right to our left. And then today's opponent will be the Newton South Lions. They enter today's game with a record of 0-8. One of the things that Coach Pascarosa from Newton South wanted to do this week was make sure that his club was ready to play. He's inherited a young and very inexperienced squad. About to play the national anthem here, and the pregame ceremonies will be the Acton Boxboro Band. Let's listen in. Another fine job in performing the national anthem by the Acton Boxboro Varsity Band. Joining me in the booth, as always, will be veteran cameraman Mr. Joe D'Ambrosio. Color analyst today will be Mr. Burke Allred. And doing the spotting and providing some statistics will be Mr. John Close. We're going to reverse the order from the usual broadcast. We're going to let Mr. Burke Allred join in here quickly, and he's going to give you the objectives of Coach Maver for Acton Boxboro.
Thanks, Pete. This afternoon, Acton comes into today's contest with a 5-3 record, with victories over Canton, Boston Latin, Bedford, Concord, and Wayland. Acton's come up on the short end against North Quincy, Arlington, and Sudbury. Acton's 4-1 in the Dual County League. As we look at today's game, Coach Maver is looking for two keys on offense. We need to pick up the stunts of Newton South and also sustain blocks. Coach Maver feels that he's got a stronger, more dominating team, and he expects his team today to play up to their level and not go down to the level of the Newton South Lions. On defense, Coach Maver would like the Acton team to stay disciplined, be aggressive, stop the option game of Newton South and the running of number 46. Also, the Newton South team will shift a lot on offense. Billy wants his people to make the proper adjustments. We've got two big games coming up after this game, and the idea is to carry whatever attitude and aggressiveness from this game into the Waltham and Walpole games. Also in today's game, we need to work on our passing game, particularly the under routes to the backside of the backfield. With that, I'll turn it back over to Pete.
Thanks, Burke. In talking to first-year head coach Nick Pascarosa of the Newton South Lions, he's inherited a team that is very young and very inexperienced. He has a club that has only 6 seniors on it. He feels as though his club's been in every game so far this year. The only blowout they've had was against a tough Hanover club. The problem he sees this club having is they don't have a winning tradition. On defense, they're going to go with multiple sets. They're going to use the 5-2, 4-3, 4-4, 6-1, 5-3, and in short yardage and goal line situations, they'll revert to their old gap 8 defense. Again, Coach Pascarosa was very concerned with the arsenal of weapons that Acton Boxboro could throw at his young club. On offense, again, he wants to go with multiple sets, but you're going to see a lot of power eye today. Coach Pascarosa wants to keep it very simple at first, see if he can establish some ball control, and if that doesn't work, obviously he'll have to go and try to open up in other directions. Coach Pascarosa feels as though his club knows that they're the underdog, and what he's hoping for is Acton Boxboro will be looking past this game today to their two tough opponents coming up, both Waltham and Walpole, the Walpole game being on Thanksgiving. So we're just about ready for opening kickoff action. Back deep to receive for Acton Boxboro will be number 42, A.J. Pitterino, number 33, Lance Pitcher, and I believe that on the far side we have number 34, Jason Brady. Doing the kicking for Newton South will be number 46, tri-captain Scott Krupp.
33, Lance Pitcher.
Again, down in the field earlier today, Burke, there seemed to be a very strong wind in the direction that Newton South is kicking off.
That's right, Pete. The wind is blowing almost directly to us from right to left on your screen.
Not necessarily an onside kick, but it will go out of bounds. It's going to go out of bounds at about the Acton Boxboro 26-yard line. It was touched by an Acton player, so Acton Boxboro will take over at their own 26, 1st and 10.
Although it's cold, Pete, the field's nowhere near frozen. It's quite good footing out toward the middle of the field and certainly on the sidelines.
I think the people who are going to have some problems today are going to be the receivers and the ball handlers until they get a little bit warm here, particularly early on in the game where they aren't quite warm. They got some problems with their hands being cold, little hands being stiff. Need to loosen up real quick right here. We have the exchange of balls. Usually each club will bring their own football because the quarterbacks are used to it. That's what they're doing here. They're exchanging the footballs. Newton South has come out in the traditional 5-2 Okie defense. That's Ryan Kane over his center, number 55, Sammy Martin. We have the fake inside to Rinaldi. The pass completed to his tight end, sure-handed receiver, number 89, Matt Stamsky. He's going to pick up about 20 on the play.
Real nice opening play selection. Good timing route right over the gut to Stamsky, or tight end.
Well, again, that's what Coach Pascarosa from Newton South Lions was alluding to. Acton Boxboro can hit you in a number of ways. Newton South probably uptight in the first couple minutes, and Coach Maver taking advantage of some play-action pass. Here again is some play-action pass. Kane rolling out to his right. He elects to scramble. He's going to pick up 4. He's going to be driven out of bounds by number 64, Mike Nick of the Newton South Lions. That will bring up a 2nd and about 6 for Acton. So Coach Maver can come out to throw here early in the game, Burke.
It's a good strategy again, and warming up for two very strong teams next week. They're going to be hard to run against. Getting the timing down on the passing routes and the fluid action in the game. That's what he needs to be doing here today.
Here's the handoff to Pitterino. He's going to follow the blocking on the left side of Ryan Messina and number 64, Billy Taylor, along with his tight end, Matt Stamsky. In the stop for the Lions was number 46, tri-captain Scott Krupp.
Pete, entering today's game, A.J. Pitterino needs about 135 yards to reach the 1,000-yard mark. He's been the workhorse for Acton this year, and he's done a fine job.
On that last run, it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3 for Acton. They're at the Newton South 45. Here's the inside handoff to Rinaldi. He's going to break it out for a 1st down. And then the stop for Newton South was number 24, another tri-captain, Andy Gregory. However, that will be another 1st down, and they're now going to operate from the Newton South 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Acton Boxboro, number 80, is going to, Chris Varney is going to replace number 89, Matt Stamsky. However, they're still going to operate from a double tight. That's John Lucas in tight on the other side. Here's the fake to Rinaldi again. Again, the pass to Chris Varney. He's going to break it. And he's going to go all the way. Chris Varney on a 38-yard pass completion from Ryan Kane to number 80, Chris Varney. And with 9 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first period, Acton Boxboro goes up on front. Again, resorting back to the same play they opened up with, Burke.
Pete, again, it's good to see you using the tight ends. You're certainly going to have to do that against the strong teams. Good play action held the linebackers and hit the tight end right across the seam.
That was Chris Varney's first varsity reception in an Acton Boxboro uniform. That will be number 10, John Lucas, attempting the extra point with number 15, Anley Butler with the important spot. Here's the snap. It's up, and it is good. And with 9 minutes and 49 seconds left in the first period, is Acton Boxboro Colonial 7, the Newton South Lions 0. We'll pick up the action here after a brief pause.
Okay, that drive, Pete, consumed about a minute and a half on the clock. Acton moved the ball 74 yards in only 5 plays, picking up 2 first downs. The big one, of course, being the touchdown reception to Chris Varney.
Well, a nice sign for Acton Boxboro to establish control of this ball game early. Kicking off for Acton Boxboro will be number 10, John Lucas. Back deep to receive for Newton South will be number 46, Scott Croup, along with number 43, that's Terry Lyons. And on the far side, it looks like number 7, Amandi Allen. A nice kick into the wind. It's going to be fielded at the 18, and he's going to bring it all the way out to their own 37-yard line. That was Allen on the return for the Newton South Lions. This will be the Lions' first possession of the first quarter. Giving you the defensive set up front for Acton Boxboro. Again, they're going to miss the services of number 71, tri-captain Sean Richmond. Working up front at the nose guard will be number 73, Armando Ramos. He'll be flanked by number 66, Trisketter. And on the other side, 72, Jeff Hoole. That's number 46, the ball carrier for the Lions. That's Scott Croup. He'll pick up about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. And again, last week, Burke, with the injury to Sean Richmond and number 52, Devin Calloy, Acton Boxboro has chosen to go to their 5-3 defense. And last week, that defense held tough.
They did a nice job for making a big adjustment like that, taking down people and putting them into a linebacker position. It's worked out quite effectively.
The Newton South Lions working from a power I. It's going to go back to the deep back again, number 46, Scott Croup. There appeared to be maybe a fumble on the play.
Carrying the ball again. Pick up a couple of yards.
That was just the aspirations of the announcer. That was not really reality. It was just a pickup of 3 on the play. In the stop for Acton was number 66, Paul Trisketter, and number 72, Jeff Hoole. Continuing with the defensive set for Acton Boxboro, at the end positions will be number 89, Matt Stamsky, number 35, Chris Mahaney. Middle inside linebacker will be Chris Varney, number 80. On the left side will be number 30, Dan Rinaldi. On the right side will be number 34, Jason Brady. Here's the inside handoff again, and he's bowling his way. And he'll pick up a first down for the Lions. Ball carrier was number 38 that last time. That's Keith Gisson. And they'll bring it over on the Acton Boxboro side of the 50. They'll operate from about the 49.
That's the type of play the Lions are going to have to run today, Pete, in order to be successful against the larger, stronger Colonials. They're going to have to hit quickly and certainly not have the long delayed plays out of the backfield.
Again, the handoff to their tri-captain, number 46, that's Scott Croup. He's going to be met by a plethora of Acton tacklers, led by number 35, Chris Mahaney, joined by number 66, Paul Trisketter. Also in the area was number 34, Jason Brady.
Along with Jason Brady.
They'll bring up a 2nd and about 11. Continuing with the defensive set for Acton Boxboro, in the 3 deep positions will be number 42 to the near side here. That's A.J. Pittorino. Guarding in the middle will be number 10, John Lucas. And on the left side, we have number 33, Lance Pitcher. A little inside counter action to the up back for the Newton Lions. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6. And in the stop for Acton Boxboro is number 35, Chris Mahaney, and number 34, Jason Brady.
Pete, I've heard that sometime later this evening, a Zephyr is going to produce a plethora of precipitation. Have you heard that report also?
Yes, it will be a very Priscillus night tonight, Burke.
Will they run that out of the power I?
That's going to be the tri-captain, Scott Croup, on the carry. He's going to be tackled by number 73, Armando Ramos, right at the line of scrimmage. So they'll bring up a 4th and about 5.5 for the Newton South Lions.
Ball is spotted at the Acton Boxboro.
Reporting into the lineup for Acton Boxboro, we have number 68, Mark Nagy. A great sign for Acton Boxboro is the return of number 52, Devin Kalloy. Also in there would be number 61, Gabe Scribbs. They're anticipating a punt by number, can't pick up the number quite yet. It's number 46, Scott Croup. Ball will be fielded by Jason Brady on the run. He's going to field it at about his 18. He's going to break it out all the way up over the 36-yard line. So about an 18-yard return for Jason Brady. So Acton Boxboro will have their second possession of the first quarter with 6 minutes and 16 seconds left. They're now going to operate at their own 37-yard line. That's Ryan Kane handing off to the versatile back, A.J. Pittarino. He's breaking it out. He's going to keep going. There's a flag thrown. A nice block thrown downfield by number 10, John Lucas. That's A.J. Pittarino. And that was about a 65-yard run for A.J., but there is a flag, and it's thrown in the vicinity of the linesperson, which would lead me to believe it would be holding, and it is. There's the call. It's holding against Acton Boxboro.
Unfortunate call there, Pete. It looked like A.J. had already cleared the line of scrimmage and was headed downfield when the call was made. That was a typical A.J. run. He's done that 4 or 5 times this year where he's banged off 2 or 3 people, kept his balance, and accelerated downfield.
Oh, upsetting to a head coach on that play there is it feels as though it was nowhere near the vicinity of where the ball carrier was, and really an unnecessary call or play by the player involved, because it really didn't have any bearing on the play. That would be a 10-yard penalty assessed against Acton Boxboro, a spot foul. It's going to be bound down, will be repeated. It will be first and about 17, and the ball is placed at the Acton Boxboro 31-yard line. Again, A.J. Pittarino getting the call. He can break it out over the right side behind the blocking of number 66, Paul Trisquetta, and number 78, Paul Sweeney. A pickup of about 6 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. In the stop was number 56, Josh Greeley for the Newton South Lions.
37-yard line.
Splitting out to left is number 9, Trey Gullich. In the slot is number 42, A.J. Pittarino. Handoff goes to the fullback, number 30, tri-captain Dan Rinaldi. He's going to pick up about 7 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 3, right at the 50-yard stripe.
Down in the pits, Pete, the Acton line is clearly dominating at this point in the game, opening up good-sized holes. The tackles are being made by the defensive backs and linebackers for Newton South at this point.
One of the strengths has been the ball control established by Acton Boxboro all year long. The difficulty they've had is putting it in the end zone. Here's A.J. Pittarino again breaking it out. He's still going, keeping his feet and battling for more real estate. He's going to pick up about 12 on the play. It'll give Acton Boxboro another first down. The ball will now be spotted at the Newton South Lion 43-yard line with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left.
Picking up a first down after 1st and 20 shows the dominance of the Acton line here and moving the Newton South people out of the way. 20 yards and 3 carries. Great job by the line.
Well, let's see if we can give you the offensive set right here. At center, we have number 55, Sammy Martin. He'll be flanked on the left side by senior number 64, Billy Taylor. There now appears to have been a penalty on that last play. It'll be motion against Acton Boxboro.
We'll bring the ball back.
So that first down is going to be negated.
Oh, it's absent. No, it was a live ball. They moved mistakes.
So now it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 15.
Yeah, they don't have the stick yet.
No, I think the officials are going to go. What happened on that play is the people doing the chains moved because there seemed to be a late indication of a flag. They moved, and now the officials have to reestablish where the ball was initially. So we're going to take a brief pause as we sort out the situation here at Colonial Field. As we pick up the action here, the discussion has been cleared up. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 from the Acton Boxboro 40. So that run by and first down pickup by A.J. will be negated. Again, here's the handoff to A.J. going back to the well once again. And he's going to bring it out just about to the 45. So it's going to bring up, again, a 4th and about 2. John Lucas reporting into the ball game. So it appears as Acton Boxboro going punt formation. The snapper is number 72, Jeff Hoole. Back deep to receive the anticipated punt. We've been number 46, Scott Group. A stiff wind blowing in Lucas's face. He does get the punt off after a heavy rush by the Newton South Lions. He does get a favorable bounce. It's going to be smothered down there by number 72, center snapper, number 72, Jeff Hoole. Also in the area for Acton Boxboro was number 44, Adam Kenny. So Newton South will now have their possession of the ball. Ball's going to be spotted at their own 25 with 4 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first period. Acton Boxboro Colonials up by a score of 7-0 on a Chris Varney 38-yard pass completion from Ryan Kane to Chris Varney. PAT good by John Lucas.
With 4th and 2 there, Pete, it might have been an opportunity for Coach Maver to try his fake kick, but I think with the Waltham and Walpole coaches standing here watching, it was probably a good idea not to show what he's got for the next week's games.
Inside handoff again to number 46, Scott Croup. There's a flag on the play. He's going to be brought down on that last play by number 30, Dan Rinaldi. He had picked up close to about 5, but there is a flag. We have offside against Acton. So I believe Newton South will accept the penalty. Therefore, it will be 1st and 5 as opposed to 2nd and 5. They'll now operate from their own 30.
As we said at the top of the show, Pete, Coach Maver was looking for a fine effort by the boys today, and I think the penalties we've seen so far says they need to get mentally into the game a little bit quicker here.
Well, again, Newton South is going right up the middle against Acton Boxboro, and we have 2 new players in those positions. We have number 73, Armando Ramos, and middle inside linebacker Chris Varney. Those, for the 2 of them, that was their first varsity experience at those positions last week. His little counter action to the fullback. He's going to be greeted very rudely by number 35, Chris Mahaney. Also at the bottom of the pile was number 30, Dan Rinaldi. Along with the last person up for Acton will be number 34, Jason Brady. A pickup of maybe 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
You mentioned Armando Ramos on that last play. He took on the double team block from the center and the guard and still closed up the hole to where the linebackers came up very quickly and made a nice play.
He was Defensive Player of the Week last week, and Coach Maver hopes for the same kind of effort this week from Armando Ramos. Again, the inside handoff to the tailback, number 46, Scott Croup. He's going to try the left side of the Acton defense. And on a stop for Acton Boxboro, getting up is number 72, Jeff Hoole, along with number 66, Paul Trischetta, number 80, Chris Varney. And that's going to be a first down for the Newton South Lions. They're now going to operate from their own 37, 38-yard line. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first period. And again, the handoff to the tailback. He's going to be greeted again by number 34, Jason Brady, along with nose guard number 73, Armando Ramos. Also helping out was number 66, Paul Trischetta. Croup was initially hit in the backfield there by Chris Mahaney, Burke.
Acton's doing a fine job the right side there on defense that time. Took on not only the Newton South line, but also 2 lead backs on that crunch play, and still came up stopping the ball carrier for a yard gain.
And that will bring up a 2nd and 9 for the Lions. Again, Coach Pascarosa of the Newton South Lions keeping it very simple right here, trying to exercise some ball control, keep it out of the explosive hands of the Acton Boxboro offense. Here's a play action pass intended for receiver number 44. That's John Zanis. It's going to fall incomplete. And that will bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Newton South. Reporting into the ball game for the Acton Boxboro Colonials is number 29, Mike Daly. He replaces number 72, Jeff Hoole. And I think Acton Boxboro is going to change up the defense a little bit here. They're going to have number 52, Devin Calloy, going in a 4-3. He's going to play the middle linebacker. position. So it's nice to see Devin back in action for the Colonials. Here's a little draw play to the fullback. That's tri-captain Scott Krupp. He's going to be met viciously by number 52, Devin Kalloy, getting his first action and making his presence known right there, along with number 10, John Lucas. A pickup of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 6. And he will have a favorable win at his back, Scott Krupp. He's going to kick to anticipated receiver number 34, Jason Brady. He gets a punt off. It's going to be fielded by number 61, Gabe Scribbs. And he's going to be greeted right there, right at the spot where he received it by number 56 of Newton. That's Josh Greeley and Andy Gregory for the Lions. So Acton Boxboro will now operate at their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 18 seconds left in the first period.
Acton's again got good field position, Pete, if they can move up here and then in another minute 18 take advantage of the wind.
Here's the straight dive play to A.J. Pittorino. He's following the blocking of his center, Sammy Martin, left guard Billy Taylor, and left tackle number 77, Ryan Messina. He picks up good first down yardage. He picks up about 4. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Here's a little counter play to number 33, Lance Pitcher. He's going to break 1 tackle, but can't escape some other arms there from Newton South. He's going to pick up another 2 or 3 yards, however, and that'll bring up a 3rd and about a long 3. And then the stop for Newton South was Seth Gesson. Big down right here for Acton Boxboro, Burke.
3rd down and 3. Here we come with A.J. on a power play.
There's your money back. Get the ball. He's still keeping his feet. He's still going. Again, in tough yardage situations, give it to your best back, your hot back. And A.J. was able to pick up a 1st down following the blocking on the right side of number 78, Paul Sweeney, and number 66, Paul Trisquetta. And he's going to pick up enough for a 1st down. He's going to bring it up over the midfield stripe down to the Newton South Lions 48-yard line. And that will be the end of the first quarter, with Acton Boxboro up by a score of 7-0. At this time, we'll take a brief pause in the action. On your screen now, you're witnessing the lovely performance by the Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders.
Pete, also, as we're looking around Colonial Field today, we notice a lot of blue and gold jackets from the AB Pop Warner midget football team. They'll be going into playoff action Sunday afternoon in Sudbury against the team from East Lynn. This would be the Eastern Mass Finals. Beyond that, there's a possibility of 2 additional games leading up to the New England Championship, with a national championship opportunity available to the winner after that.
We have 1st and 10 from Acton Boxboro at the Newton South 44-yard line. Here's Kane dropping back to pass. It's intended for his tight end, number 89, Matt Stamsky. It's going to fall incomplete, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Looked like a new play, Pete. We hadn't seen that before. It looked like the option flipped to A.J. Pittorino. Then looking downfield, we may get an open receiver off that with another half a second.
Well, maybe Coach Mayer is going to open up here a little bit with the wind at Ryan Kane's back. Here's the inside handoff to number 42, A.J. Pittorino. But the stunting defense of the Lions is going to pick him up and drop him just at about the line of scrimmage.
Loss of about a foot on the play.
Again, he's going to be credited with a loss of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11. Reporting in to the Acton lineup, and the play from Coach Maver is number 9, Trey Gullich. He replaces number 88, Adam Morin. That's Gullich splitting out here to the near side, right in front of us. Here's the pitch out to Pittarino. He's going to follow the blocking of number 77, Ryan Messina. He's going to pick up about 8 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and a long 2. And the stop for the Lions was Seth Gesson. And they spotted at the Lion 42-yard line. I do not see John Lucas reporting in, so Coach Maver is going to elect to go for it in this situation, again with the wind at his back. That's number 15, Andy Butler, splitting out to the right. In the slot would be number 34, Jason Brady. It's A.J. Pittarino breaking the line of scrimmage, still keeping his feet, still going, and bulling his way down all the way to the 23-yard line. In the stop was number 7, Amani Allen. But A.J. Pittarino, again, showing why he's the money back for Acton Boxboro on a 4th and 2. They give him the ball, and he, again, was able to break the initial line of scrimmage and gain about 12 yards in that last play.
Looking down below us, Pete, I noticed that all the coaches from upcoming games are down there writing feverishly when they're seeing A.J. carry the ball.
Here's the inside handoff to Rinaldi. He's still maintaining his balance and his feet. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9 on the play. Doing a little trap blocking that time was number 66, Paul Trisquetta. They're going to give Rinaldi credit for about 9 yards in that play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and short. And I believe the officials are even going to take a time here to measure. We have 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in the second quarter with a score Acton Boxboro 7, Newton South Lions 0. We're going to take a brief pause right here.
Second down.
The official is indicating that we're just a little short of the first down. The ball is now spotted at the Lion, about 12-yard line. Coach Maver may consider this a free down, Burke, and try to go up top here.
On the 10-yard line, it's going to be a short pattern if he does do that. It's a possibility.
And here is the bootleg action from Ryan Kane. He's got a little running room, but he's going to deliver it out here and in and out of the hands of number 89, Matt Stamsky. But there is a flag on the play. It appeared that number 78 and 77 were a little bit downfield, but let's get the indication from the official. We have ineligible receiver downfield against Acton Boxboro.
Good call, Pete. It's unfortunate on Ryan run such a good bootleg that he was open to either run the ball or throw it. He elected to throw the ball, but by that time the lineman had moved downfield.
Well, he did have some running room there, but again, he was going for it all. So we do have ineligible receiver against Acton. We have a loss of, no, we have 2nd and 6. There's a 5-yard penalty against Acton Boxboro. The down marker says 2nd, so we'll say still 2nd down. Here's the inside handoff off tackle by A.J. Pittarino, again bulling his way down all the way to the 5. And again, the versatility of A.J. Pittarino, not only showing balance and toughness, but a little bit of speed. So it will be a first down for Acton Boxboro. The ball is spotted right at the 5-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 5. We have 8 minutes and 43 seconds left in the first half. Again, here's Ryan Kane on the bootleg. He's got plenty of time. He's going to spot his receiver. Matt Stamsky tried to thread the needle to his receiver, but the pass was tipped. And the pass was tipped, it looked like, by number 46, Scott Croup of the Newton Lions. So that'll bring up a 2nd and goal at the 5.
With 5 yards to go, you may see one of the power plays that we've been very successful with behind Devin Kalloy at right tackle.
And here it is off the right side. That's A.J. He's going to just walk right into the end zone. Again, following the blocking on that right side by senior number 66, Paul Trisquetta. And in that play there was number 52, Devin Kalloy. So again, Devin Kalloy showing that he wants to be back here playing. And right now he's doing an excellent job. But credit A.J. Pittarino with a 5-yard TD run. So with 8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first half. And here we have a fake. The ball is snapped out here to Jason Brady. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds by number 38 of Newton South. That's Keith Gisson. So again, After the A.J. Pittarino run, Acton Boxboro chose to go for the fake PAT. It was fielded by number 34, Jason Brady, but he was knocked short. However, Acton Boxboro will stay up in front by a score of 13-0 with 8 minutes and 27 seconds left in the first half. We'll take a brief pause. Again, we're viewing the fine performance of our Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders. They're doing a little dance performance in tune with the Acton Boxboro varsity band. Let's listen in and view our lovely varsity cheerleaders.
That deep to receive for the Lions is number 46, Scott Group. Number 7, Alan Amani.
Recapping the first quarter stats, Pete, Acton had the ball for over 6.5 minutes, ran up an impressive 102 yards on offense versus 35 yards for Newton South. And at that point in time, Acton had run 13 plays.
That's Lucas teeing it up and kicking it off for Acton Boxboro. It's going to be delivered all the way down and bounce. And it's going to elude the Lions. It's a live ball down there. And he's going to break the initial tackles, and now there's a fumble on the play. All kinds of craziness happening on that play, Burke.
As you said at the top of the show, Pete, you got a young, inexperienced team out there, and when the ball lays on the carpet that long, anything can happen.
That always drives special team coaches crazy when you have a kickoff or punt hit the ground. It just causes the delay in the action. It mixes up the blocking schemes downfield. Just causes all kinds of havoc for the receiving team. So, the Newton South Lions will take over at their own 16, 1st and 10. And again, we have Devin Calloy in the lineup, so Acton Boxboro is going to go to their 4-3 alignment. Chris Varney and Trusketta will be the inside tackles. Haney and Stamsky will be the ends. Backers will be number 34, Jason Brady, 52, Devin Calloy. And on this side is number 29, Mike Daly.
First time we've seen the option play to the outside, Pete. Acton did a real fine job of containing that play.
Well, again, Coach Pascarosa from the Newton South Lions said he was going to try to keep it very simple to start off with to see whether he could establish some ball control. Now down by a score of 13-0, he's going to a little different formation. He's going to try something a little different. Initially, he came out in the power eye. Now he's going to try a little different formation. Maybe he can catch the Acton Boxboro defense unprepared. Continuing with the rest of the alignment and the 4-3, Pittarino will play the cornerback on the right side. Next to him will be number 10, John Lucas. Cornerback on this side will be number 30, Dan Rinaldi, and he'll be joined by safety man number 33, Lance Pitcher. Again, Acton Boxboro showing their stubbornness on defense. Tacklers for Acton Boxboro will be number 66, Paul Trusketta, joined by number 10, John Lucas. And that's going to bring up about a 3rd and about 6 for the Lions. And now the ball is spotted at the 21-yard line.
Key to the stingy AB defense, Pete, is the gang tackling that you're seeing going on. 3, 4, 5 people in on the stops.
Well, Mike Daly's been given an opportunity to get some valuable experience here. He's working at the left outside corner linebacker position. That's Scott Krupp again trying the right side of the Acton defense. He's going to be tackled again by number 34, Jason Brady. We seem to be calling his name quite a bit today, Burke.
Jason's done a fine job all season on defense. One of the real mainstays on the outside.
A very versatile athlete. Not only has he played cornerback very effectively this year, he took over for Ryan Kane in 2 dual county league games and performed very well and brought home victories for Acton Boxboro.
And he's now going to get an opportunity to catch a punt. And
he's returned 2 for touchdowns. So we have 4th and 1 for the Lions. That's Scott Krupp back in punt formation. Jason Brady deep to receive. A relatively short kick. It's going to be fielded by number 30, Dan Rinaldi, and he's going to be brought down right there where he caught it by number 89. That's Seth Blumenthal of the Lions. There is a flag on the play. It's all the way across the field. I did not pick up that action. I was following the ball. They are talking to the Newton South captains. Indication is we have a clip against Acton Boxboro. That will be a spot foul. The flag is all the way across the field. The flag is at the Lion 41-yard line, so they're going to mark off 15 from there. So the ball is now going to be placed at the Acton Boxboro 37-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Acton Boxboro up by a score of 13 to nothing. Split out over here to the near side will be number 10, John Lucas, and number 9, Trey Gullich. And it's going to be delivered out here to number 10, John Lucas. He's going to throw the ball again to number 9, Trey Gullich, and he's going to go. He's going to be pursued, but he's not going to be caught. And again, the double pass completion from Ryan Kane to number 10, John Lucas, here to the near side. He's delivered out to number 9, Trey Gullich. And that will be a 64-yard pass completion.
Looks like the Colonials have been busy in practice this week, working on their timing patterns and also the some of the trick plays. May need some of them coming up.
Well, some people question why you would show all these new plays against an opponent where you have 2 powerhouse teams coming up next week, but again, it gives them an awful lot to prepare for, so you kind of spread their time out. Attempting the extra point would be number 10, John Lucas. He pops it up, but it's going to be good. And with 6 minutes left in the first half, it will be Acton Boxboro 20 and the Newton South Lions 0. Go ahead, Burke. What did you have to say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you on the idea of showing some of these plays. It's going to give them a tremendous amount of things to think about next week. And as we well know, the Acton offense this year is a ball control type offense. We can get them thinking about the wild plays to the outside. The ball control up the middle may work very well next week.
Okay, we're going to take a brief pause here as we have a timeout down on the field. Again, teeing the ball up for Acton Boxboro will be number 10, John Lucas. Back deep to receive will be number 46, Tri-Captain Scott Croup. Again, Coach Maver showing an awful lot of versatility here, also a lot of arsenal that Waltham's going to have to prepare for next week. Opening up a little bit, and he scored twice via the pass this week. We had Chris Varney scoring on a 38-yard pass completion. We've had A.J. Pellerino scoring on a 5-yard run. And there we had number 9, Trey Gullich, scoring on a 65-yard pass completion. That's Croup. He's going to field it at his own 6. He's going to break it out. He's going to bring it out over the 25 to about the 29-yard line. And the stop was number 33, Lance Pitcher, joined by number 44, Adam Kenny. Also down in the coverage was number 23 of Acton Boxboro, Jason Hood.
Good to see on that last kickoff, even though Coach Pascarosa's Newton South Lions are being outgunned right now, they are out there with determination, blocking right till the whistle on every play.
Pascarosa going back to his power I formation. He's going to try the left side. That's Scott Croup carrying the ball for Newton South. He's going to gain about 4 in the play. Tacklers on that last play for Acton Boxboro was on the right side. It had to be number 66, Paul Trisquetta, and he was joined by safety man John Lucas.
Yeah, at this point, the Newton South offense may be their team's best defense. If they can stay on the field, it'll keep the powerful AB team from having the ball.
Here's John Lucas on a safety blitz. He's going to get through. The ball is delivered out here for intended receiver, Tri-Captain, the Lions, number 89, Seth Blumenthal, but it falls incomplete. Again, Coach Maver showing something there different on defense that he hasn't shown in the past, Burke. And that was a safety blitz by John Lucas.
Certainly put pressure on the inexperienced Newton South quarterback, nearly resulting in an interception.
Now reporting in the ball game for Acton Boxboro is number 44, Adam Kenny, and he's going to replace number 80, Chris Varney. And Kenny is going to work at the middle linebacker position. Also replacing Trisquetta is number 72, Jeff Hoole. So Adam Kenny getting a chance to get some varsity experience here. He has shown well in earlier contests, filling in nicely. There's a draw play to Tri-Captain Scott Croup. He's going to pick up about 3 in the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 2. In the stop on that far side was number 34, Jason Brady. Also number 35, Chris Mahaney, and number 72, Jeff Hoole.
Second time we've seen that draw play, Pete. Newton South trying to take advantage of the tremendous penetration by the AB defensive line.
Well, also, if they're going to throw the ball, right now they're throwing into a very stiff wind. Chris Varney has reported back into the defensive alignment. He's going to now play one of the interior tackles. We have 4th and about 1. Here's the handoff to Scott Croup deep in the backfield. Forward progress is going to be marked past the first down marker, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions. And they're going to have it spot at about the 41-yard line. In the stop was Rinaldi and Mahaney for Acton Boxboro. So we have 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the half. Acton Boxboro up by a score of 20-0.
Ball is on the 22-yard line of the Lions, 1st and 10.
In the background, you're hearing the music provided by the Acton Boxboro van. And I'm sure Mr. Joe D'Ambrosio, cameraman, will scan the varsity cheerleaders after this play. That's the quarterback keep. He's going to gain about 3 in the play. Quarterback was number 12, Andy Dreyer. In the stop for the Colonial was number 72, Jeff Hoole, along with number 34, Jason Brady.
Ball handling required on an option game today is a little tough with the cold hands out there, and everyone bundled up pretty well. It makes it very difficult to make good, clean fakes and then not put the ball on the ground.
Well, again, the inexperience of the Newton South Lions here is they're running a very conservative offense, no question about that, but they're keeping control of the ball here. They just need to be able to sustain this for a little longer period of time. Again, here's the handoff to number 24, Tri-Captain Andy Gregory. He's going to pick up another 2 or 3 yards for the Lions. He's going to bring it out close to the 50-yard stripe. It's going to be marked at the Lion 48. In the stop was number 52, Devin Calloy, and number 80, Chris Varney. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 for the Lions.
Ball was spotted on the Lions' 47-yard line.
The Lions are going to operate from their own 47 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in the half. Here's the handoff. They're going to try the right side of the Acton defense, and he's going to get nowhere. Leading the charge was number 89, Matt Stamsky, along with number 80, Chris Varney, along with number 29, Mike Daly. So Acton Boxboro switching up their defenses a little bit here, Burke, going from a 5-3 now back to the traditional 4-3.
Yeah, if that was an option play, it almost looked like a predetermined option. He handed the ball off without giving thought to the fact that Chris Varney was laying on top of his ball carrier.
Now we have, there's a loss of about 2 in the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 4. And Newton South is elected to go for it. And again, Acton Boxboro staying in their 4-3 alignment right now. Here's the pitch out to number 46, Scott Croup. He's going to break it out and gain enough for a 1st down. He's going to bring it out over the Acton Boxboro 45. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions at the Acton Boxboro 45-yard line. In the stop for Acton Boxboro was number 30, Dan Rinaldi, and number 29, Mike Daly.
In today's game, Newton South, normally teams are right-handed, run with more power and talent to the right side. Newton South has demonstrated that they're probably a left-handed team. They've had all their success going to the left side.
We have 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the half. We have 2 wideouts to the right side, but they're going to choose again to try that left side of the offense of Newton South, and there's a late flag thrown. A pickup of about 3 in the play. Here's the indication from the official. We have a dead ball personal foul against Acton Boxboro. So again, Newton South chewing up a little bit of yardage here, Burke, and they've had a nice sustained drive. And with that penalty, it's going to bring it all the way down to about the 28-yard line of Acton.
Well, and moving into the wind here to try to close out the first half with something positive. The game may not be achievable for them, but certainly it'd pick up their spirits for the second half.
Well, in high school football, Burke, you never know with emotions. If they can put one in here, they might go in with a little bit of confidence, come out in the second half, and come out like gangbusters. With timeout in the field, we're going to take timeout here in the booth. We have 1 minute and 57 seconds left in the first half. Newton South is on a sustained drive. I believe they started at about their own 25. Do you have that, Mr. Close? Where did they start this drive? They started at their own 29. They now advance the ball all the way out to the Acton Boxboro 27. They have 1st and 10. Here's a handoff again to the tailback, number 38. That's Keith Gisson. He's going to gain about 2. The last tackler getting up for Acton Boxboro is number 34, Jason Brady, joined by number 80, Chris Varney. Let's give him credit for about 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
Newton South trying to take a page out of the Acton Boxboro playbook there, running a power away from the wing at that time. Play's been effective for them several times today.
Here's the halfback option pass. He's going to deliver it out here, and it's almost going to be intercepted now, complete to a lineman, and that's number 78 or 79, Paul Silveria of Newton South. So again, the halfback option was delivered out here to the near side. Devin Calloy got his hands on it, bobbled it a little bit, and then it wound up in the hands of tackle number 79, Silveria of the Newton South Lions.
Trivia question for the day, Pete. Who was the last man to make an immaculate reception in a game as big as this?
Burke, only you know the answer to that, so give it to us now before we spend so much time thinking about it.
That'd have to be Franco Harris.
Franco Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who were they playing that day? Do you remember, Burke?
It would have been the Oakland Raiders, Pete, I believe.
What a memory, Burke. All right, well, we have 3rd and 4 for the Newton South Lions. And here's the pitch back to the tri-captain, number 46, Scott Croup. He's going to be met on that right side of the Acton defense by number 34, Jason Brady, along with number 52, Devin Calloy. And with 46 seconds left in the first half, Newton South on a sustained drive after picking up another first down. They're going to operate at the Acton Boxboro 17-yard line. We're going to take a brief pause up here in the booth. As we pick up the action, there's 46 seconds left in the first half. It's 1st and 10 for Newton South at the Acton Boxboro 13-yard line. Dre is going to go straight back to pass, deliver a screen pass out here to his tailback, Scott Croup, and he's going to be brought down right about at the 10-yard line by number 10, John Lucas. So a pickup of about 3 in the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 7. And again, Newton South will expend another timeout here. And we'll take a brief pause here in the booth with 32 seconds left. This play for Newton South picked up about 8, so we have 2nd and about 2. The ball is now spotted at the Acton Boxboro 10. Here's a little counter action. He's going to be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage, and snuffing that out very quickly was number 66, Paul Trisketter, joined by number 80, Chris Varney, and number 72, Jeff Hoole. So there'll be a loss in the play, a loss of about 6, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 8. And a big enemy right now for the Newton South Lions is the clock. There are 22 seconds left.
Nice play by the Acton defense on that slow developing counter. They made good penetration, looked up just in time to pick off the ball carrier.
Yeah, that was a very slow developing play, Burke. The penetration snuffed that out very quickly, and the back had no chance at all. So we have 3rd and about, let's call it 7 with 22 seconds left. The ball is now placed at the Acton Boxboro 15-yard line. Newton Lions are going to come out in a shotgun formation with Dreyer being the intended receiver on the snap. He's going to try out here on his left side to number 24, tri-captain Andy Gregory. It's going to fall incomplete, and in the coverage for Acton Boxboro is number 34, Jason Brady, and number 30, Dan Ronaldi. So that will bring up a 4th and about 7 from the Acton Boxboro 15. We have 18 seconds left in the half. Acton Boxboro up on the score by a score of 20-0.
See the tee coming off on the field.
So we will have an attempted field goal from about the 22-yard line. So this will be a 32-yard attempt. Devin Calloy put a lot of pressure in on the kicker. It's going to be down in the end zone, and we have a late flag thrown on the field. There are 11 seconds left in the half. We now have a personal foul clipping penalty against We don't know who the penalty is against here.
One of the important details in the kicking, the special teams game, Pete, is to get the right depth for the holder to put the ball down. Newton South that time was a little bit close. They might have been about 6 yards, and as a result, they're very susceptible to a block up the middle, as you saw in that last play.
I guess the official, we have personal foul, roughing the kicker against Acton Boxboro. That brings with an automatic first down. So it'll be first and goal from the Acton Boxboro 8-yard line with 11 seconds left. So let's see if the Newton South Lions can take advantage of this big break. The field goal was short, but the penalty against Acton is going to give them first and goal at the 8. And Newton South is going to expend another timeout. And we'll take timeout here in the booth. We have 11 seconds left in the first half. Newton South threatening right here. They have first and 8. First and goal from the Acton Boxboro 8-yard line. They're going to go back into the shotgun formation for the Lions. Again, fakes it inside. He's going to deliver the ball out here to his intended receiver, but it's going to be broken up. And breaking it up for his number 88 of Acton Boxboro, Adam Moran. So that will bring up a 2nd and 8. Again, the big enemy for the Newton South Lions here is the clock. There are 6 seconds left. Also reporting into the middle of the Acton Boxboro defense is number 78, Paul Sweeney. Playing a nose guard inside position will be number 77, Ryan Messina, joined by number 80, Chris Varney. Also in the interior line will be number 66, Paul Trisketter. Playing the ends will be Stamsky and Mahaney. Newton South going back to the I formation. He's going to drop straight back. Again, a little timing padding out here to the left, and he's going to score. And the scorer for the Newton South Lions will be number 44, John Zanis. So Newton South put together a nice, long, sustained drive here, one of 71 yards, and with no time left on the clock, Newton South has put it in the end zone. So that will make the score 20-6. So a very unfortunate penalty against Acton Boxboro, roughing the kicker on 4th down. They had a 32-yard field goal attempt. The attempt was short, but they had a roughing the kicker penalty against Acton Boxboro, and Newton South has just put it over and now makes the score 20-6. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion from the shotgun formation. And here we have the inside handoff, and he's going to be stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier was number 24, Andy Gregory, but he was going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage by number 35, Chris Mahaney. So at the end of the first half, it is Acton Boxboro 20, the Newton South Lions 6. We'll take a brief pause here in the booth. Out to take the field for some halftime performance will be our Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders. We have Amy Herman, assistant captain Lydia Richardson, co-captain Jane Leonard, co-captain Stephanie Smith, assistant captain Stacy Ryder, Susie Sundberg, Colleen Fenton, Jen Sabrell, Betsy O'Brien, Laura Bartlett, Cindy Rush, Laura Quasmanen, Heather Russell, Jason Breslau, Amy Palmers, Kathy Hosmer, Candace Bartlett, Amanda Exaros, Bianca D'Ambrosio, and their coach is Donna Sims. Let's look in and join as the Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders entertain us to the music of CC Music Factory. Gonna make you sweat. Here we go. A great job by the Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders to the music of CC Music Factory. And we're going to take another brief pause in the action, but a great job by the Acton Boxboro varsity cheerleaders.
Okay, while we're being entertained by the AB Marching Band, I'd like to give you the halftime stats. Acton had the ball for 6 possessions during the first half for a total of 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Acton gained 203 yards on offense on 23 plays, 5 first downs. Newton South, on the other hand, came back strong in the second quarter, outgaining the Colonials with 8 minutes on the clock. They picked up a total of 126 yards total offense on 33 plays with 7 first downs. Acton, on the other hand, with some big plays in the first half, is up on the scoreboard 20-6. We'd like to acknowledge the Acton High School Marching Band. They're doing a fine job this season. We thoroughly appreciate and enjoy their efforts.
As we pick up action here for the start of the second half, we're viewing the Acton Boxboro varsity band going right here in front of the viewing audience. Another fine job by the Acton Boxboro band. At this time, I'd like to make note that the temperature seems to have dropped another 5 or 10 degrees. The sun has gone in. It's a very blustery afternoon. Again, temperatures probably now in the range of 30 degrees. There is a strong wind coming across your screen from right to left. Acton Boxboro coach Bill Maver had his troops warming up in the end zone for about 5 minutes before they came out here. And Acton Boxboro kick off to start the second half festivities. Teeing the ball up is number 10, John Lucas. Back deep to receive for Newton South is number 46, tri-captain Scott Grupp, along with number 7, Amani Allen, and number 43, it looks like they're on the far side, that's Terry Lyons. Here's the kickoff by Lucas with a strong wind behind him. That will draw a flag as it went out of bounds. It went out of bounds at about the 9. Newton South will have the option of taking the ball here at the 30 or forcing Acton Boxboro to kick over. So again, in the first half, we had touchdowns by Chris Varney, A.J. Petterino, and number 9, Trey Gullich. And Acton Boxboro is up by a score of 20-6. It appears that the Newton South Lions have opted to make Acton Boxboro kick over after the illegal procedure as the ball was kicked out of bounds. So John Lucas will tee it up at his own 35.
Going to be an important defensive series for Acton, Pete, as we start the second half. Newton South, again, dominated the second quarter, running off about 8.5 minutes on the clock and eventually scoring. The defense is going to have to stop them here and initially and get the ball back and start moving.
Well, one thing you don't want to do with an 0-8 team is give them any kind of a confidence, any kind of a lift. And with them scoring with no time left in the first half, it did give them a little bit of confidence. Here's Lucas's punt being fielded by number 46, Scott Grupp. He's going to field it at about his 20, at his 10. It's going to return it for about a 3-yard gain. So Newton South will take over at their own 13, 1st and 10. Number 34, Jason Brady, made the stop for the Colonials. Again, we'll try to notice and pick up for you whether Nick Paxkaroska, the head coach of the Lions, will go to a different formation here. No, he's going to come out in his power I formation, trying to keep the offense very simple. Acton Boxboro going back to their 5-2 defense. That's Scott Grupp in the backfield taking the ball. And Acton Boxboro coming out with a charge right here. He's going to be brought down by number 35, Chris Mahaney, joined by number 66, Paul Trusketta. Also in the stop was number 34, Jason Brady. So that's going to bring a pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Good initial charge there by the interior lineman of Acton Boxboro in that first play, Burke.
Looks like they sat down at halftime and talked about what they needed to do initially when they came out here in the third quarter, and they're fired up and they're getting after them.
Well, this game is simply emotions, and it's not always the better talented team that is victorious. Some guys get very emotional, and they can carry them a long way. Again, the ball carrier for the Lions was number 46, Scott Grupp. In the stop for Acton Boxboro was number 80, Chris Varney. a pickup of maybe 3 in the play. It's going to bring up a third and about 6.
Key you saw in that last play, Pete, is when a ball carrier is stopped, whether you have the offensive line pushing him ahead or you have the defensive line pushing him backwards. In that case, Acton was pushing him backwards, so there's your dominating line.
That's Devin Kalloy coming from his inside linebacker position. And again, Devin Kalloy showing Coach May that he wants to be inserted back into that lineup, doing a fine job coming up from his inside linebacker position. There's a loss on the play of about 2. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 8.
Ball is spotted on the 16-yard line.
A good pursuit on that last play to the outside. Acton showing their strength and speed and containing the ball carrier to the outside.
Well, again, the tackle that time, Chris Varney, did a good job of maintaining, sustaining the double team, fighting off the double team, and then Devin Kalloy came up quickly from his linebacker position. Grupp's kick is going to go out of bounds at about the Lion 36-yard line, so Acton Boxboro will enjoy a very favorable field position here. It'll be 1st and 10 with 9 minutes and 5 seconds left in the 3rd period.
We may see Coach Maver elect to dominate the Lions off defensive line here and just run the ball right at him for 5 or 6 plays to put a score on the board.
Is the handoff to the dependable running back of Acton Boxboro, number 42, A.J. Pittarino. He follows the strong blocking up front of number 66, Paul Trisquetta, and number 77, Ryan Messina. A pickup of about 7, possibly 8 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and a long 2. The ball is now spotted at the Lion 29-yard line. Inside handoff to Rinaldi. He's going to break it out. He's going to follow the downfield blocking of John Lucas. And he's going to break it out for about a 12, 13-yard gain. It's going to bring it all the way down to the Lion 17-yard line. So nice inside blocking there by Burke, by the interior line of Acton Boxboro.
I really got off the ball pretty quick on that one, Pete, and actually Danny Rinaldi did a nice job reading and staying behind his blockers. Hadn't had much ball carrying today, but he did take advantage of it on that last carry.
Well, one of the problems announcing these games, Brooks, I'm too emotionally involved. That's A.J. Pittarino keeping his feet and busting it out, and he's going to score on an 18-yard run. A.J. Pittarino, again, following the blocking on the left side of number 64, Billy Taylor, number 77, Ryan Messina, and tight end Matt Stamsky. Some great blocking up front, again, by that Acton Boxboro interior line, and with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left, it is Acton Boxboro 26, the Newton South Lions 6 here in the 3rd period.
As you'd indicated at the top of the show, Pete, Coach Maver wanted to be able to dominate this team and show that he was the better ball club, and that 6-play drive certainly demonstrated that position.
The extra point by Lucas will be good, and that will make the score 27-6 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the 3rd period. And as there's a brief stoppage in the action on the field, we'll take a brief pause up here in the booth. We pick up the action here. That's John Lucas about to kick off for Acton Boxboro. The middleman for Newton South will be number 9, Amani Allen. Lucas's punt is going to travel all the way down to about the 8-yard line. That's going to be fielded by number 30 of Newton. That's Jeff Goldberg. He's going to bring it out to about his 22, so that was about a 15-yard return. And the stop was Todd Rogerson of Acton Boxboro. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Newton South Lions at their own 22-yard line with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left in the 3rd period.
Look for the Acton defense, Pete, on this series to do the same thing they did last time, which is try to dominate that line of scrimmage and get a quick turnover here.
Acton Boxboro going to the 5-2 alignment. Inside handoff. He's going to be stuffed by number 72, Jeff Fool, joined by number 30, Dan Rinaldi. Also in the area was number 35, Chris Mahaney.
I think you may see the cold weather in the scoreboard start to turn against Newton South here. Their enthusiasm as an 0-8 team may begin to wane here in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
That will bring up 2nd and 8 for the Lions. The ball is now spotted right at the 25-yard line of the Lions. Here's the pitch outside to tri-captain 46, Scott Grupp. He's going to be brought down by number 34, Jason Brady. A pickup of maybe 2 in the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 for the Lions.
Nice job on the outside, Pete, that time by Chris Mahaney, turning the play back in. He took on a couple of blockers there and kept everything in front of him, allowing the linebackers to pursue from the inside out and make a big tackle.
Well, I think that's a play they're going to see a lot of next week against Waltham. They have some terrific backs, led by Rupert English, their quarterback Fuller, and they have another big back, Quinn, but they have some great speed and some great size, and they try to get outside. So maybe this is good preparation for next week against Waltham. There's a shotgun formation for the Lions. Delivers the ball out here. It's going to be intercepted by number 42, A.J. Pittarino. He intercepted it around his own the Lion 35, and returned it all the way down to the Lion 25. So A.J. Pittarino is showing his versatility there on defense as he comes up with the interception, a 10-yard return. And Acton Boxboro will take over at the Lion 25 with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left in the 3rd period.
As we've seen all season on defense, Pete, AJ's got an uncanny ability to pick up the eyes of the quarterback, and he's in the right place at the right time to pick the ball off.
Here's Kane back to pass, giving some time. Now he's going to be flushed out of his pocket. He's going to try to get around the left end. He's going to be dragged down from behind by number 79 of the Lions, and that's number Paul Silveria. And Kane will be dropped back for a loss of about 5. So it'll bring up 2nd and 15. And now the ball will be placed at the Lion 30-yard line. Coach Maver trying to put this game right out of reach right now, Burke. He gets one more score. I think we're going to see a mass substitution on his part.
No question on that. It'd be a good opportunity to get some of the other boys some playing time.
Here's the inside handoff to number 42, A.J. Pittarino. He was greeted at about the 25, but he was able to knock the tackler back and pick up another 3. So again, there's the power of the tailback, A.J. Pittarino. He picks up about 8 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and about 7.
That was the 6th or 7th time this afternoon, Pete. We've seen the Colonials go behind the right offensive side of the line with A.J. on a power play, doing a fine job blocking up front.
Here's a little inside trap to A.J. Pittarino. He's going to break it out. He's going to be dragged down at about the 5-yard line by number 7, Amani Allen. But again, a nice trap blocking there, drawn by the interior line. It must have been number 66, Paul Truschetta. And on the double team was number 55, Sammy Martin, and number 64, Billy Taylor. Some nice interior blocking there. We have 5 minutes and 40 seconds left, and Acton Boxboro is threatening again. That's A.J. Pittarino. He's going to bring it down close to the goal line. Ball will be spotted just at about the 1. And on the tackle was number 51, Mark Fishelman of Newton South Lions, and the ball is spotted at about the 2. So we have 2nd and goal at about the 2. Here's number 34, Jason Brady. He's going to be denied the touchdown. The ball is going to be spotted at about the 1-foot line. In on the stop for Newton South was number 63. In on the territory was Ed Thompson, along with number 7, Amani Allen. That will bring up a 3rd and goal from about the 1-foot line. And Coach Maver goes to his money back, A.J. Pittarino off the right side, and he brings it in for a touchdown. Again, the exceptional blocking on the right side, Burke.
Acton's applying the keep it simple principle here. Power left, power right, and a couple of quick shots up the middle. Doing a nice job blocking. Good line splits on that last play between the guard and tackle. Provided a natural hole, and Acton just sealed it and then ran right behind that tackle.
So with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left, it is Acton Boxboro 33, Newton South Lions 6. That's Lucas on the PAT. It's going to be splitting the uprights. So with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left in the third period, it is Acton Boxboro 34, the Newton South Lions 6. We'll take a brief pause here in the booth. The action here with the score of 34-6 in favor of Acton Boxboro. That's John Lucas about to tee it up and kick it off for Acton Boxboro. Back deep to receive will be number 46, Scott Corrupt. He fields the ball at about his 7. He's going to bring it right up the gut, and he's going to be met by number 9, Trey Gullich, at about his 20-yard line. Also in the stop was number 87 of Acton Boxboro. That's Mike Kinnick. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 20-yard line. Again, as the score gets out of hand here, we'll try to give you as many substitutions as possible. Right now at left safety, I see out there number 9, Trey Gullich. Also returning into the middle nose tackle position will be number 73, Armando Ramos. Number 29, Mike Daly, is now going to replace number 34, Jason Brady. That's Scott Grupp on the carry. Again, he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage by number 80, Chris Varney, and number 52, Devin Kalloy, and made a nice smack on it to finish him off. There will be no gain on the play. It will bring up 2nd and 10. Number 15, Andy Butler, is now going to join the defensive alignment for Acton Boxboro. He's going to be joined by number 51 of Acton Boxboro, and that's Rico Hernandez. Also coming in the defense is number 82, that's Andy Martino. So again, Coach Maver making some substitutions here, giving some other players some playing time.
Counter.
That's a little counter action there, and the ball carrier was number 38, I believe. There is no, that was Keith Geeson. A pickup of 1, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9.
One of the key things you see, Pete, as we get into the 3rd and 4th quarter here, Acton with their substitutions, even though the boys aren't their starters that are coming out now, they are fresh and they're very eager to get in there, whereas the other team now at this point is beginning to get tired, so the new fellas in there may still dominate the Newton South line.
Here's the draw play again to Scott Grupp. He's going to be brought down by number 73, Armando Ramos, and number 51, Rico Hernandez. Also reporting into the lineup is number 68, Mark Nagy. Also out there is number 61, Gabe Skibbs. So, again, Coach Maver making multiple substitutions here. However, he's not going to let anyone else field the punts except for number 34, sure-handed Jason Brady. A nice high kick by Scott. It's going to be fair caught by number 34, Jason Brady, right at about the 50-yard line stripe, and it'll be marked at the 49-yard line of the Lions. I see the first offense reporting out there, but now Coach Maver has opted to take a timeout, and I believe he's going to take advantage of the timeout and make some substitutions. So we'll take timeout here in the booth.
Bring your own hot dog.
The action here, there is 2 minutes and 27 seconds left in the 3rd period. Coach Maver has made multiple substitutions. Now operating at quarterback will be number 34, Jason Brady, and that's Stephen Bertrand on the carry. He's going to pick up about 9 on the play, and it's going to make it 2nd and 9.
Very nice job by Stephen Bertrand on that play of following his blocker, just placing his hand on the blocker's back and running right off his moves.
Shows some very quick feet right there, Burke. Again, we'll try to give you as many substitutions as we can. Operating at fullback now is number 44, Adam Kenny. Handoff is going to go to number 23. That's Jason Hood. There's a flag on the play. Initial progress would have given him a 1st down, but we're going to see who the flag was thrown against. We have illegal procedure against Acton Boxboro. Newton South will accept. Instead of being 2nd and about 2, it will now bring up a 2nd and 7. The ball replaced at about the 47-yard line of the Lions. Coming out of the ball game for Acton Boxboro is number 41. That's Josh Nazarian. Coming out over center, that looks like Timmy Lucas, a former Pop Warner player. That's number 23, Hood, going in motion. The handoff is going to go inside to number 44, Adam Kenny. He's able to maintain his balance and pick up about 3 in the play. We have number 48 of Acton Boxboro now reporting in, Chris Walsh. Number 87 is also in there. That's Mike Kinnick, along with number 56. That's Jeff Millette. Number 41 also in the ball game. That's Josh Nazarian, as we already mentioned. That's Stephen Bertrand again going out on his right side. He's going to pick up enough for a first down. And the ball will be placed at the Lion 38-yard line, but not before Stephen Bertrand picked up enough for a first down. That's number 11, Jason Leone, reporting in to the lineup. He's now going to play quarterback.
It was good to see Jason Brady in there for a series, Pete. I think as he'll probably be assuming a position next year as quarterback when Ryan Kane leaves. Jason's done a real nice job ball handling this year for Acton.
Adam Kenny, the ball carrier. He's going to try the interior line of Newton South. He's going to pick up about 2. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Getting up at the bottom of the pile for Newton South is number 60. That's Doug Wade.
Doug Wade on the stop for the Lions.
We have about 25 seconds left in the third period. It looks like number 61, Gabe Scribbs, is now operating at right guard. No, that's number 67, not 61. But that's number 41 of Acton Boxboro, Josh Nazarian, carrying. He took the pitch from Jason Leone. A nice job by Jason in that play. A pickup of about 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4. And at the end of the third period, it is Acton Boxboro Colonials 34, the Newton South Lions 6. We'll take a brief timeout here in the booth.
Okay, as we get ready for the fourth quarter action, I'll give you the stats at the end of the 3 quarters. Pretty much even during the third quarter. Both teams had the ball about 5.5 minutes. However, Acton in their 5.5 minutes moved the ball 80 yards on 14 plays against 9 yards on only 10 plays for Newton South.
That play right there, we had Stephen Bertrand going in motion, but we had the inside handoff to Adam Kenny. He's going to pick up about 2. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 1. Also in the ball game for Acton Boxboro at this time is number 63, Ken Canfield, and number 67, Seth Jacoby. Reporting in now is number 40, Todd Rogerson. He replaces number 29, Mike Daly. Working on the left side at left guard now is number 63, Ken Canfield. The inside handoff to Adam Kenny. He bowls his way out close to a first down. The official has indicated it is a first down. So Acton Boxboro maintain possession and now going to operate at the Lion 27-yard line. We have 10 minutes and 16 seconds left in the ball game. Number 73, Armando Ramos, is now working at right tackle. He's going to be flanked on his right by number 82, Andy Martino. Inside handoff to number 23, Jason Hood. He's going to pick up about 3. And it'll bring up a 2nd and about 7. The ball spotted just at the 25-yard line of the Lions.
Armando Ramos, Pete, just showed his prowess as a tackle. He left tread marks on the front of the jersey of the defensive tackle from Newton South. He moved him back about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Flanking out to the left over there is number 83, Gavin Kenny. Here's the handoff to number 22, Stephen Bertrand, again showing some dazzling moves. Although he's small in stature, he came up very big right there as he showed some toughness, some inside moves there, and he picked up a first down, a pickup of about 8. So the ball is now going to be spotted at the Newton South 15-yard line. And the stop for the Lions was Doug Wade.
16-yard line.
So again, some valuable playing time here for some of the younger players of Acton Boxboro, and then moving the ball against the first defense of the Newton South Lions. That's Adam Kenny on the carry. Now reporting in for Acton Boxboro is number 65, James Robeson.
Second and 9.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for Acton Boxboro. Breaking the huddle again there, that's number 58, Timmy Lucas. He's my protege, Burke. He does a lot of announcing for the Pop Warner program.
Timmy does a fine job, Pete.
That's Adam Kenny on the inside trap play, following the blocking of Timmy Lucas. He's going to pick up to a 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6 from the 12-yard line. Reporting into the line for Acton Boxboro is number 13, Aaron Beer. Again, that's Jason Leone operating at quarterback. The fake on the option to Bertrand, and Jason Leone is going to bring it in. So we have a 12-yard bootleg run. Quarterback Jason Leone scoring the touchdown for Acton Boxboro, and with 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the ball game, Acton Boxboro is going to go up by a score of 40-6. Nice job of faking there in the bootleg by the quarterback, Burke.
Yeah, one of the key plays of a wing T offense is the ability of a quarterback to make a good fake to a back running to one side and then keeping the ball himself. No matter what level of football you see it, it's a vital play, and to have a quarterback that can execute that properly, it really puts a lot of pressure on a defensive end.
Well, to set that up, too, is the fine running of Bertrand throughout that drive, and that's who the fake was on that play. Leone faked to Bertrand. The defense was drawn over, and Leone was able to bootleg it out. Doing the point after was number 52, Devin Calloy. It was good, but he's down, and it looked as though we had roughing the kicker on that play. Again, Devin Calloy just coming off a head injury where he suffered a concussion, and now he's down hurt on the field. We hope it's not too large of an injury. He's shown some very good form today. He's made a couple of important tackles. We hope it's not too serious an injury to Devin Calloy. We'll take a brief pause here in the action. Unfortunately, on that last point attempt, PAT for Acton Boxboro, number 52, Devin Calloy, was carried off on an ambulance. We certainly hope and pray that he will not be seriously injured. That's Lucas on the kickoff. It's going to be fielded by number 89, Seth Blumenthal of Newton South. He fielded at about his 10. He's going to be brought down right there by number 68, Mark Nagy. So it'll be 1st and 10 from Newton South, deep in their own territory. The ball will be placed at their own 10-yard line. We have 7 minutes and 38 seconds left in the ball game. Acton Boxboro up by a score of 41-6. There was a 15-yard penalty assessed against Newton South on that last kickoff for roughing the kicker. So again, we have a multitude of substitutions on the part of Acton Boxboro. We'll try to announce as many players as we possibly can. Into the ball game is out here covering the wideout for Newton South is number 9, Trey Gullich. Playing middle safety is number 11, Jason Leone. Here's the bootleg by number 12, Andy Dreyer of Newton South. He throws a knuckleball out over here. The pass was intended for number 44 of Newton South. That's John Zanis. It falls incomplete. And then the coverage was number 9, Trey Gullich, and number 11, Jason Leone. So that will bring up a 2nd and 10. Reporting back into the lineup for Acton Boxboro defensively, we number 58, Timmy Lucas.
Pete, as we see the Waltham and Walpole coaches wrapping up their charts on the plays this week, I've seen that they're taking note that Acton's run a lot of plays, the power plays off behind the tackle.
We have a flag on the play. The ball carry was number 24, Andy Gregory. He picked up about 5 on the play. The head official is indicating holding against Newton South. They're talking to number 44, Adam Kenny. He's indicated that they want the penalty accepted. So the down will be repeated. It'll be half the distance to the goal. So the ball will be now placed at the 5-yard line of Newton South, and it will be second down. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 15 at the 5-yard of Newton South. And again, staying in the ball game for Acton Boxboro is number 82, Andy Martino. Also over there is number 13, Aaron Beer, playing middle linebacker. He's joined on the flank by number 44, Adam Kenny. Playing nose guard is number 58, Timmy Lucas. Quarterback goes out to back the pass, intended for number 24, Andy Gregory. Pass falls incomplete. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 15.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, Pete, a good number of the Newton South ball players are sophomores and juniors this year. We expect them to be building for the future, and you will see kind of the mistakes that have occurred this afternoon from a young ball club.
Playing left defensive end for Acton Boxboro is number 48, Chris Walsh. Also remaining in the ball game is number 51 of Acton, that's Rico Hernandez. Here's the quick pass attempt, again intended for number 24, Andy Gregory. It falls incomplete. And that will bring up a 4th and 15. Again, we have about 7 minutes left in the ball game. Reporting into the lineup is number 68, Mark Nagy, along with number 83, and that's Gavin Kenny. We have a flag on the play. The punt is going to be fielded by number 11, Jason Leone, at about the 32. He's going to return it across the 30 to about the 28, a 4-yard punt return, credited to Jason Leone, but we have a flag on the play. They are talking to the captains of Newton South, so I believe the penalty will be against Acton. We have, I believe what we're going to have called here is too many men on the field for Acton Boxboro. That will be a 5-yard penalty assessed against Acton, and they're discussing the options with Newton South. That does not entail an automatic first down. So again, the down will be repeated. It'll be 4th and 10 now. The ball will be placed at the 10-yard line of Newton South, and they're going to punt over.
One of the observations you see during the season, Pete, no matter whether Acton's playing at home or away, we always have a large following of parents and families down to see the boys play, much more so than perhaps you see from the other teams. It's great support to have. That's what helps make it a good program.
Well, we certainly hope the support will be out there tomorrow on Sunday as the Papawana Midget team goes for the Eastern Mass Championship berth. That game will be at Lincoln Sudbury. That team has done extremely well over the past 3 years.
It's a team that's been undefeated for 2 of the 3 years, and one loss early this season was without a number of the boys on the squad.
A nice pass out here from Dreyer to Stott Grupp. That's going to give Newton South a first down. The ball is going to be spotted now at the 36-yard line of Newton South. But again, we certainly hope a lot of good luck to that midget team. It brought a lot of success and notoriety to the Papawana football team. It's grown by leaps and bounds the last 2 or 3 years, Burke.
We're up in numbers to about 105 boys playing football and 55 cheerleaders, which bodes well for the future of the Colonials football program in the high school. A lot of skilled athletes will be coming up, as well as girls in the cheering program.
Yeah, they play a very tough schedule too, Burke. They're playing against some great competition. Right here we have an interception by number 7 of Acton Boxboro. That's Ed Williams. There's also a flag on the play as we sort out the penalties here. Again, continuing the discussion of the Papawana team, Burke. Again, that team has had a great deal of success. The numbers are increasing over the years.
That's right, Pete. Playing in the Merrimack Valley Conference, you're seeing the teams from Chelmsford, Dracut, Bellrica that play good hard-nosed football, also at the high school level. As we get done with the Papawana regular season and move into the playoffs, we're facing teams like Everett and East Lynn and perhaps Walpole next week. So you've got a good balance. The kids at the lower levels are going to see the same type of teams that they will play when they're in high school. The Walpole, the Waltham teams. We scrimmaged Walpole or Waltham earlier in the season. So it's a good balance for the boys. It's good competition, and again, it prepares them for the high school schedule that they're going to see later on.
Well, again, they're going to be playing East Lynn tomorrow at Lincoln Sudbury at 2 o'clock. By the time this telecast airs, we'll have the results of that. However, but again, East Lynn beat Waltham to get to that game, and we scrimmaged Waltham early in the season, and we did quite well. So again, when we play Waltham in the future years, we'll know we'll have the confidence that we are able to compete against that type of team.
That's right. Good matchups all across the board. The boys have been successful again in the Dual County League. The Pop Warner teams have been very successful against Lincoln Sudbury, so hopefully they'll take that confidence as they get into the Dual County League when they get a little bit older, and may do well in the future against Sudbury.
Well, it's the old adage that success brings success. We have illegal procedure against Acton Boxboro. What was the matter with that comment, Mr. Joe D'Ambrosio? Success breeds success. That's not true? I'll have to get you on the air, Joe. We have
cold weather breeds misquotes.
That's number 32 for Acton Boxboro. I got to look that number up. That's number 32 of Acton Boxboro. Who is that, Joe D'Ambrosio? Who is that? Was that your son there, your protege coming up through the Acton Boxboro program? A gain of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for Acton Boxboro with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game. Acton Boxboro up by a score of 41-6. Leone on the fake inside to number 32, Joe D'Ambrosio. He elects to try the left defensive side of the Lions. He's going to gain about 5 on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3. And the ball is now spotted at the 45-yard line of Acton. Jason Leone getting instructions from Coach Maver. That's number 58, Timmy Lucas, breaking the huddle. That's joined on his right by number 67, Jeff Jacoby. And it looks like number 48 over there, that's Chris Walsh. 19 going in motion is Jeremy Tobin. Inside handoff to number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio. Pick up of 4. It's going to give Acton Boxboro a first down. The ball is now spotted just about at the 50-yard line stripe, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Acton Boxboro with 3:35 left in the ball game.
Looking ahead to next week's contest, Pete, with Waltham coming to town, I'm sure the players and everyone else would appreciate a large crowd here to support them as they take on one of the top teams in the state next week.
Well, Waltham right now will be entering a game with a record of 8-0. They've already won the Greater Boston League title, which will get them into the playoffs for Division I. A pickup of about 7 on that play will be 2nd and 3. And working at fullback right now and throwing a key block on that last play was number 45, excuse me. That's Steve Gardella. We have flags on the play. It appears we're going to have illegal procedure against Acton Boxboro. So the down will remain the same. It will be 2nd and about 7 now.
2nd and 7.
Again, one of the objectives we always have up here in the booth, Burke, is not how well we do, but try to get each player mentioned out there because they work extremely hard. No matter be on the varsity or JV level, they deserve all the credit they can for coming out here and participating in football. That's Steve Gardella, the ball carrier. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, that's real important this time in the season, Pete. As you look at the practices late in the afternoon, the sun's just about going down, and the temperatures are quite cool. So for the boys that are working hard, that are the sophomores and the freshmen and the juniors out there, it's good to see them get some playing action at this point in the season.
Well, it pays off in the long run, too, Burke. They gain some valuable varsity experience here, and they realize they can compete at this level. That's number 19, the ball carrier for Acton Boxboro. That's Jeremy Tobin. He's going to bring it out over the Lion 35-yard line down to about the 32. A pickup of about 6. It's going to be a first down for Acton Boxboro. We have 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the ball game. That's number 32, Dave D'Ambrosio on the carrier. He's going to bring it out over his center, Timmy Lucas. Also doing some fine blocking. That last play was number 76, Chris O'Doherty. So that was a pickup of about 5. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. So as I scan the roster here, Burke, it appears that almost every Acton and Boxboro football player has gotten in the ball game. That's number 23, Jason Hood, the ball carrier. Playing split end over there on the left side. And that last play was Ed Williams. We now have a 3rd and about 3, and the ball is spotted at the Lion 25-yard line. The clock continues to move. Split out there on the left side is number 83. That's Gavin Kenny. Here's Jason Hood going to break one off, and he's going to bring it in for a touchdown. So that's a 25-yard run by Jason Hood of Acton Boxboro. And that's going to bring the score up to 47-6 in favor of Acton Boxboro.
Yeah, regardless of whatever the score is at this point, it's still a real big thrill for the boys to be able to put the ball into the end zone from the second string that's out there now. Did a fine job blocking again. That gives everybody a real boost. Good job.
Well, again, nice interior blocking performed by the interior line of Acton Boxboro. And then Jason Hood cut back to his left, showed a good move right there, and was able to dash into the end zone from 25 yards out. Going for the extra point, that's number 45, Steve Gardella. And they're going to say that he was short, so the extra point will be denied. But with 32 seconds left in the ball game, it is Acton Boxboro 47, the Newton South Lions 6. We'll take a brief timeout here in the booth. Off for Acton Boxboro, number 44, Adam Kenny. His kickoff is going to fall short. It's going to be down right there at the 35-yard line. So we have 30 seconds left in the ball game. At this time, we'd like to mention that next week's opponent will be the Waltham Hawks. The game will be on Saturday, right here at Colonial Field, and game time is 1:30. So we certainly anticipate your attendance and would appreciate your attendance against a very tough opponent, Division I Waltham. So game time again, 1:30 on Saturday, right here at Colonial Field.
Well, with 30 seconds to go in the game, Pete, I think Coach Maver's team today demonstrated that they were the stronger of the two teams and played well. I think the boys will take this and move into the Waltham game next week.
Again, mentioning as many players as we can, reporting into the Acton Boxboro lineup is number 27, Joe Cunningham. And again, as I look at the litany of the Acton Boxboro roster, I believe every single player has played, and they certainly deserve it after working hard all year long. On that last play, we had a penalty against Acton Boxboro. The official is now going to indicate what the penalty was. We have pass interference against Acton Boxboro. That's a 10-yard penalty against Acton Boxboro, and it brings an automatic first down. So now Newton South Lions will operate at the 45-yard line. We have 24 seconds left in the ball game. That's Allen, the ball carrier for Newton South. He goes on the right side sweep. He's going to be driven out of bounds by number 7, Ed Williams of Acton Boxboro. A pickup of maybe 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
As a sophomore, we're likely to see Allen for a couple of years in the future. He did a good deal of the ball carrying for Newton South today, so Coach Boxboro must be pleased with his play so far.
Again, as the game draws to a close, as always, I'd like to give a special thanks to our color analyst, Mr. Burke Allred. The spotter and statisticians for today's game has been Mr. John Close, and veteran cameraman has been Mr. Joe D'Ambrosio. So thanks a lot, fellas. We've done a great job here. As Acton Boxboro appears that they're going to win their 6th ball game of the year, bring the record up to a record of 6-3. And they'll be looking forward to a very tough opponent next Saturday. Game time is at 1:30. The opponent will be the Waltham Hawks, and the game will be right here at Colonial Field. Do you have some closing thoughts for us, Burke?
Closing thoughts again. Acton showed today that they can run power offense, control the ball, throw the ball when they need to, and I think next week against Waltham, they're clearly going to have to mix it up. If they can establish some offensive rhythm, some timing pass patterns, they'll have a very good chance at upsetting Waltham, who for all likelihood will come in a little overconfident after their 8-0 season so far. So again, execution next week, eliminating the penalties and that type of thing. Acton will have an excellent chance to win that ball game.
Well, again, if they come up with a very spirited effort, Burke, they're capable of beating anyone in the state of Massachusetts. They need to have a very spirited effort. Obviously eliminate as many mistakes as possible, and they'll have a shot at beating Waltham next Saturday. Game time 1:30 right here at Colonial Field. We hope to see you there. Thanks very much.